Jeff Brohm, why do you give Xander Harvath four, wait, no, not four. Yeah, 4 carries. 4 rushing carries last time I checked. But then he's catching these short little, passes, and he gets over 100 receiving yards. But you don't think, oh, maybe I should, hand it off to him in the backfield when he actually has people blocking for him and see what he can do? He wasn't playing that good in the first half. Okay, second half he's playing amazing, but no, let's not feed the hot hand. Let's pass it to these receivers, some coming off of injuries, but then when they start playing good, let's pass it to receivers who haven't caught a pass at all in the game at all. David Bell playing good. Nah, you're not getting the ball anymore. Anthorpe playing good. You're not getting the ball anymore. Milton Wright, you're playing good. No ball for you. Let's pass it to the tight end who has 2 guys covering him. And then downfield, refs, what? How? Downfield, he's going. The safety corner, whoever's guarding him, he's being handsy with him before the ball even gets there, but that's not pass interference yet. The ball gets there, and he's pulling down his freaking left arm. No call. If someone is pulling at your left arm, or any arm or anything, to keep you from getting the ball, even your jersey, that is supposed to be pass interference. Are you blind? Do we have to get you one of those sticks with the ball at the end so you can feel if there's freaking steps? Jeez. The play calling in this was terrible. The refereeing in this was terrible. Northwestern should not have won that football game. Especially we came back. We were so close to winning. And then Lorenzo Neal just balls out completely. Plays amazingly. Our defensive coverage, though, they're physical, but they just can't get interceptions to save their life. They can't play good coverage to save their life. They can dive and knock a fumble out like nobody's business, but they cannot cover a receiver to save their lives. Number 38, I can't remember his name. He's a safety. He hits everybody. But he just can't cover that well sometimes. Our defensive line, they always got through. They always got through Northwestern's offensive line, but then their quarterback just scrambled out of the way and just let him go. Just let him stroll on past for a first down. Let's do that. That sounds like fun. And then our offensive line, just let's not block. Let's only block when we're in, possible touchdown range. Even then, we'll just kind of block it, Jeez. I get physical coverage, but there's a difference between physical coverage and pass interference. And there was pass interference. So, it should have been called pass interference. Refs, do you understand the logic here? When a call is violated, no matter what team it is against, it is a call that you should make. Doesn't matter what logo is on their helmet. It doesn't matter what color is on their jersey. A call is a call, and you should do that. Just because you have a personal vendetta because Purdue might be playing good doesn't mean you should call a game against them. I don't care how much Northwestern paid you. It doesn't matter. They shouldn't have paid you in the first place. Everyone's going on about how IU's playing good, and then Purdue's just going under the radar. And then we play a ranked opponent, and you pull this crap. One time where we could have showed to people, hey, maybe IU's not the only good football team in Indiana. Yeah, let's just play terrible against a ranked opponent. Let's have our terrible play calling on today. Let's not give it off to the guy who's a great running back. Let's not pass it to the receiver who can catch anything. Nope, not going to do that. I get distributing the ball to other receivers, but when someone like David Bell is catching everything thrown their way, You pass the ball mostly to him. And when a guy like Xander Harvoth has been playing amazingly, you run the ball a bit more. Okay, he had a few bad rushes. That doesn't mean you stop handing him the ball. You dumped off these short little passes and he kept on bailing you out. Couldn't have just handed the ball off to him, could you? Why do that? It's it is beyond me. Was Jeff Brohm just thinking that somehow he would outsmart the team by not giving it to the best players? That's not how you outsmart a team. You would show a team that you can beat them even when they're expecting your best players to do good, which we can do. This is just idiotic on all many levels. Oh my gosh. And on that one play where it was on an obvious sweep. That was so obvious they were going to run a jet sweep there. They had most of their offensive linemen and tight ends lined up to that side. They had their fullback and the running back lined up right there so that they could have two extra blockers. And then they had their wide receiver go in motion. You don't just have one guy switch over there. You have multiple guys switch over there. And then if they happen to hand it off to the running back, those guys are still close enough to where they can go in and try and stop them. But no, let's move one receiver and then just have him stop in the middle and then let him just jet sweep, right there for a big chunky yardage. I'm not even I'm not even a coach. And I know this. It's obvious. But no, we got to try and outsmart him. I know it's a different sport, but Brett Brown, right? Former coach of the Philadelphia 76ers, head coach, tried to outsmart everyone he played, and he failed miserably. And he got fired. That is the track Jeff Brohm is on right now. Because he's trying to outsmart people when he's playing good. Just keep doing what you're doing. And then, once people start to predict your plays, once you do something wrong, okay, switch up the game plan. And I'm not even going to use the Rondell Moore excuse. Because we were playing good without him. Oh my gosh. This was our chance. That was our chance. We only have a handful of games until we face IU. And I'd like to see us beat them and then be ranked at the end of the season. I'd just like to see it. Because something tells me that game, Jeff Brom's going to be like, I'm going to try and outsmart him. Hopefully this game taught him, you don't try to outsmart a team when what you're doing is working. And it's not like we haven't faced a stingy defense all season. Illinois had a stingy defense. They had the guy who led the league who led the nation in forced fumbles last season. We gave it to David Bell, handed it off to David Horvath, threw it to a couple different receivers, in and out. And it worked. This game, we tried to just feed it equally, and when Xander Harvath has a few bad runs, we're going to stop giving him the ball. Why? Why? There was even bad officiating in the Illinois game. But we played through it, and we won. Sure, there wasn't as bad as this game at the end, but spread throughout the game, there were much worse calls. But this game was just bad at the end. Throughout the game, they were pretty solid, and then at the end, they were just like, let's not call any pass interferences. Let's just go home. I just don't. I just don't know what to say. It's just upsetting. I thought we were actually going to do something. I shouldn't have thought that we were going to do something. I should have set my expectations low. We tried to act like we were playing with Drew Brees again. We thought, we got the classic jerseys. We're going to play like Drew Brees. No. Aiden O'Connell, you can't freaking try to throw it as hard as you can when a receiver isn't expecting it. So when you throw it as hard as you can, not only is it more difficult to catch when he is expecting it, but it's especially harder to catch when he's not expecting it. I get trying to get it to him fast. You want to do that, but you don't need to try and rocket it as hard as you can. Just disappointed. Jeff Brohm, stick with what's working good. Aiden O'Connell, stick with what's working good. And refs, don't stick what's working good if working good is working against Purdue. You should just call the game fair for once. And Northwestern fans, if you're going to try and say that that was just good coverage, no. It's not. You guys have been watching a lot of bad football up until this season, okay? I've been watching better football than you guys have by Purdue, okay? For the past few seasons. So don't even try. Don't even try to say it was just physical coverage. Because that's not physical coverage. That's pass interference.